I'm finally back doing another podcast, and this is of a 1958 sci-fi horror movie in a way, and it's called Attack of the Puppet People. Yeah, I was gonna do this one last year for Halloween, but I missed it, so I'm gonna do it today. Why not? I got free time and it's short. It's an hour and 19 minutes, so this one will be a pretty fast podcast. So it's a black and white movie on Tubi. You can watch it for free, so it's not hard to find. There's the Roaring Lion from MGM. Eat this banana. American International. Yeah, I've seen a lot of these films since I was a kid. Plus, I haven't done a black and white movie for a while. The last one I think I did was King Kong, the original. John Agar, John Hoyt, and June Kenny. I haven't seen this movie in years. It's about people that shrink and they put them like dolls. Kind of like You're My Living Doll, yeah. There's one song in the movie. It's like Land of the Giants, but a few years earlier. And I said it, screw the Oscars this year. This got an Oscar nomination for the effects. It deserves it. Movies like Jurassic World didn't deserve it. I thought the effects were kind of lame. Not horrible, but not as good as the first Jurassic Park or Lost World or even Jurassic Park 3. Without Stan Winston's effects, it just doesn't seem as good, you know? I miss him. You can't do better than Stan Winston's effects or ILM. They do the best effects I've ever seen. After Ray Harryhausen. Let me shut off the subtitles. Not a subtitle movie. It's in English. I don't want to do all Japanese movies. It's not Asian month. I said one per franchise, so I did one Gamera movie and one Godzilla movie. So no more until May. If if I see Godzilla -1, I will review it. I will not be doing a podcast for it anytime soon. I miss old cinema when movies were made and not manufactured, and also when actresses could be beautiful without getting enhancements and things like that. Movies nowadays are just too manufactured and too processed, and they look way too digital. I'm sick of it, guys. And stop comparing Supergirl to Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not the same director. It's a different director completely. I just want it to be good and be profitable a little bit. It doesn't have to make $1 billion. I just want it to be profitable. I want Millie Alcock to be our Supergirl for the next 10 years. Because Melissa Benoist was our Supergirl for the longest, from 2015 to like 2021, and yet she was the one that was forgotten at the end of the series. Just saying. Right. Yeah, I have dolls. I got that Captain Marvel doll. I got two of those, and I got my Elsa. Make it a little higher because I couldn't do that. I'm getting my new DVD player this today, so I could start doing podcasts on my DVD player again next week after the snow's gone. Because Point Break, I don't have the DVD for it. I have the Blu-ray, so I'll just stream it. Hey, sci-fi film fan. Good morning, John. Since you're watching a film from the 50s, I just want to say the old cinema will live forever. Yeah, I'd see 100 movies like this at the theater over a bad movie like Return to Silent Hill any day. Because it's January. There's nothing good in the theater right now. There's better stuff to stream at home. Some people don't like old cinema because it's black and white and it's slow, but it's better than everything being thrown in my face at once. I have ADHD. That doesn't mean I have to have everything thrown in my face in 5 seconds, guys. I can take a slower film if it's interesting. And look at Alien. That's a slow burn movie and it's a good movie. The Terminator is not as slow as Alien, mainly because it's a shorter movie, and James Cameron knew at that time you can't bore the audience to death with too much exposition. Just get right to it. Get right to the action and get the Terminator there immediately. You don't have to wait an hour. Now movies are just badly paced, and they got lame duck villains. They're not scary. This is more of a sci-fi movie than a horror film because it's not really that scary. It's just, well, to be shrunk would be scary because to be the size of an ant, yeah, but that could never happen. That's scientifically impossible. You can only shrink if your body, if your bone density decreases, but you can't go small like Ant-Man. You know, Superman gets no love at the Oscars. Wicked gets no love at the Oscars. Elio got one. Why? Elio's a bad movie. It was not a good movie. The animation was the only reason it got a nomination because the writing sucked in it. It was forgettable. It was not a good movie like Toy Story. No matter how Toy Story 5 is, it's going to be better than Elio. It won't be as forgettable and bland and dull. I'm glad I could stream old movies because it brings back memories when my aunt was alive. She got me into these movies when I was a kid. Black and white cinema. It is a good effect for the time because this is before Honey I Shrunk the Kids and Ant-Man and Land of the Giants, the TV show. There's John Agar, yeah, sci-fi film legend. She's cute. It's like the Sydney Sweeney of the 50s. And also, flirting with a girl is not a Weinstein, guys. There's a difference between doing this and then grabbing somebody. There's a big difference between that. I know, because I'm not like that. I never grabbed a woman in my life like that. Like, I don't like to be grabbed, like, dragged like that. I don't like doing that. No. Yeah, I hate being disturbed. When I'm watching a movie, I don't like people bothering me. Um, he's taller than her. John Agar was a tall man. Because I have a lot of films like this I want to see in February if they have someone black in it. Because the DC movies, I'm doing those for February. Like, uh, well, you'll see. Hmm. I have a Lego movie and I have a bunch of DC stuff that I missed. Why is that funny? Because he talks to dolls. A lot of people do that. Yes, there were no minorities back in 1958 because it was a different time, guys. There was racism, and integration didn't happen till the 60s. So you can't say, oh, screw old cinema because it wasn't diverse enough. It was a different time. Now everything is color coded. Everything. Movies, TV shows, cartoons, award shows, everything is color coded. And I'm like, why? The world doesn't revolve just around minorities. Yeah, I don't know who you are. Hide it. I don't have time for jokes. That's why I'm not doing a comedy today. I'm doing a sci-fi film. This is why I haven't done a podcast for 2 days because I've been busy doing other stuff. The snow's gonna drop soon. It's gonna be like a foot of snow on Sunday. Oh, I'm ready for it this time, playa. I haven't seen a foot of snow since 2021 in New York City, so I'm ready for it. So I could shovel it and get some money so I could go to Comic Con this year. That's what I want. That's what I desire. Next Friday, I won't be doing a podcast because I'm going out. We're only 12 minutes in, and look at all that's happened. Setup, payoff, and then you have the third act. The scene with the dog is in the third act. That's not the cover. It's not in the first half of the film. In case you're wondering, yeah. U.S. mail. Oh no, he's gonna go postal. Yeah, those dolls are cute. They're not. It's not like Chucky where he's a possessed doll. No, they're people that turn small. Shh. It's a shame that it took this long for it to snow heavy this year. You know, the end of January, like the week before January is over, because next Sunday is already the 1st of February. At least they had this movie on streaming. That's why I chose it because I'm like, it's a movie I have on DVD, and this is the cover. Yeah. See, I got this. It's the midnight movie version of Attack of the Puppet People. Yeah, the actor John Hoyt. His final film was Desperately Seeking Susan in 1985 with Madonna and what's her name, Rosanna Arquette, and he died in 1991. Yeah, may he rest in peace. But at least he lived a long life, you know, because this was 1958, so he was young when this came out. They don't make movies like this anymore. Now, the only horror movies in the theater right now are Return to Silent Hill. I don't even care because it's another bad video game adaptation that nobody wanted. And what else? Isn't there another horror movie that came out? Oh yeah, that 28 years later Boneyard or whatever it's called. I don't care about that, guys. I don't like British cinema. I'm not a fan. I don't have to be a fan. Yeah, January is always so long. It feels like the longest month of the year. It really does, more than December, because there's not a lot of holidays. It's cold and nothing happens. At least December, you have Christmas and New Year's, but January is just it's just weak. Like besides my birthday and New Year's, there's nothing. New Year's Day. I haven't seen Separate Desperately Seeking Susan. I have to see that movie eventually, maybe in February or March for Women's Month. I wish my dad would just shut up sometimes because he just talks so loud. Thankfully, I won't have to hear him tomorrow when I go out because he's loud for the sake of being loud. Put this up a little bit. Don't worry, they won't see him. The door's locked. I can never watch a movie in peace. Yesterday, I tried to watch a Western comedy, and then my brother goes on the phone. I'm like, yeah, you see? Family is just too much to deal with sometimes. That's why I don't invite them to do my videos, because I don't want to be disturbed. There's a puppet. Mm-hmm. I've seen some black and white movies like this in the theater. I saw the original Godzilla. I saw the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. I saw them. So I'm lucky. I got to see black and white films. And Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man. They're classics for a reason. Because they're movies that will live forever. And even in black and white, they still hold up. I was going to go out today, but I have an appointment tomorrow. So I want to stay home and rest my feet. I walked over 12,000 steps yesterday. Oh, yeah, I love my Elsa doll. I don't want to give it away. It was handmade, not manufactured. I could tell the details on it looks like it was made but with someone's hands and not like some robot or something. The Amazing Colossal Man, yeah. Wink wink. Yeah. I saw that movie. I also saw the sequel, which I'm gonna see probably in February or March. Yeah, drive-in theater. I haven't been to one of their. I haven't been to a drive-in theater since I was 7. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of that Really Loud House episode where they go to a drive-in, the girls, and they run around, causing mischief. At least when I see Mario, it won't be snowing by then in April. Mm. A kiss, see? It's not that hard to do that nowadays. He likes the girl, and that's what he wants. Exactly. I would if they re-release it at the film forum and it's not on a Sunday because I'm never going there again on a Sunday. I'm like, no, I won't do it. Just re-release it on a Saturday or something. They originally were going to re-release movies on Saturdays, and then people didn't show up. I'm like, because Saturdays kids want to be off from school and do things. I love these old movies. These are movies I can watch anytime. They don't age like milk. They age like a fine wine. They really do, because some people are gonna think, "Oh, these movies are boring." I'm like, yeah, because not 25 things are not hitting you in the face. Not every movie needs to be Spider-Verse, guys. Goat is not gonna be Spider-Verse. Sorry, but it's not. Stephen Curry's a good basketball player. He's not an actor. He's no Shamik Moore, I'll tell you that. He's not even Brian Tyree Henry. I know, because I know talent when I see it. I went to Comic Con the year Shamik Moore went. Goat is not going to be Spider Verse, not even close. But yeah, I'm getting tired of them using animation like that. After Beyond Spider Verse, can we please take a break from that digital moving, animation for a while? Because it's not revolutionary. I've seen better animation from the 50s from Disney when they tried. Yeah, hand drawn, non manufactured animation, which took hours and days just to put a storyboard on. Yeah. Now you just do click, 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 and then bingo, you got your first scene for one of these digital movies. Movies are too digital now. They have to be more practical and more human. And stop throwing everything in my face. I don't need that. Loud House didn't do that. They think that kids are stupid and will see anything in the theater. No, because Elio was too crazy and kids didn't go see it. It flopped hard. Wow, you're a peeping Tom, dude. She's so vulnerable. Hey, as long as Supergirl is vulnerable in the movie and not, completely invincible, I can take it, guys. It's not like this is gonna ruin the character for me. After the Flash, how much more damage can she take? These OTRs, like she's gonna flop because nobody cares about her. You're wrong, because I do. You're wrong. In at the end of Superman, I'm like, I want more of this, but I need more to give my judgment. I can't judge a character after 2 minutes of screen time. It's not enough time. Crypto got more screen time. He put him in there. He's made it. He shrunk him off screen. Realism. We're 25 minutes in. Yep, unlock that key. That door. She broke the lock with her heel. Resourceful. If this was remade, half of these people will be of color for no reason because, like I said, everything's got to be color coded. You turn your husband to be into a doll. Well, it's a standee right now, but later, they move. Yeah, these movies are not made like this anymore. Because even B movies that they make them, they put them on like Netflix or something, or Tubi, or even Amazon Prime. When the Moana remake sucks, I'm like, guys, I don't want to hear about it. Okay, you trashed Snow White last year and Lilo and Stitch. Just let it go. Okay, please. I don't want to hear what sucks this year. Return to Silent Hill. It sucks. That spoke for itself. I mean, they waited 20 years to do a sequel, a proper sequel, and it sucked. Yeah, who didn't see that coming? Please. I know. That's like doing a sequel to um Top Gun Maverick, and it sucks. Well, it can't be any better because Val Kilmer's dead, and I don't think they should do a third one because it ended fine. I don't think I want another one because I know ruin it like they did with Mission Impossible, and I don't want that. I'm done with franchises getting ruined by bad committee. Ernie, Larson, Franz. I think that's German, maybe. And people still make dolls, but mostly machines make them by the thousands. They don't make them with hands anymore most of the time. That's why so many toys don't get sold at Toys R Us because people just will rather buy the dolls on eBay or Amazon. It's cheaper. Classic, man. Classic, classic, classic. It's a cult classic, this movie. It's not a King Kong or the original Godzilla, but it was made at a time that, they didn't have computers. Computers were in movies and they were very ancient at the time. The internet would have blown people's minds in the 50s or 60s. But yeah. Duh. Yeah, it's a standee. Copies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I say about Sadie Sink. And that red hair. Mm-hmm. POV shot. And they black out. They don't show it. That was a good transition. Yep, he shrunk her. It's not what you think, people. He made her small. He didn't, assault her. Because some people like say, "Oh no, he defiled her." No, he just made her small. That's it. Literally. Oh no, a landline phone. You're so cute. I want a girl that's around my size or smaller. I don't want a girl that's a foot taller than me. It's too hard to kiss them when they're like 5'11" or 6 feet tall. A napkin. It's not a napkin. Mm, look at those legs. Nice. That was a big deal in the 50s now, but women get sexy. I mean, you you can't you can't hide that from me. Mm-mm. A ruffle dress. Yeah. How dare a woman look sexy again? I'm not going to question it, guys. If it's a woman I desire, why am I going to complain about it? I won't. I won't because I am heterosexual. That was never a mystery to anybody. If people wondered over the years, I'm like, yeah, you don't have to wonder. 33 minutes in, and we got to the puppet people. See, it takes a while because, back then they had to take their time to tell a story, not rush it or, stretch it out to 3 hours. You don't need a 3 hour version of this. It's too long. That's why I've been trying to do movies under 3 hours for the past 3 weeks. Yep, you deserve that. Well, they don't want to be small. But you can't control people. That's not how it works. There's also a movie called Dr. Cyclops that's similar to this, except that one's a little darker because some of the main characters die in that movie. It's not as This one's a lot less downbeat, and it's in color. I'll do that one eventually because it's been years since I've seen that movie. It's such a classic. I have so many classics like this. I'm glad I'm doing this one because I wanted to do something short today. Visual image of a woman is always nice. Mm-hmm. See, a nice quiet moment. That's rare in this movie because there's mostly people talking or screaming. Close up. Yes, it can shatter glass. Black cat. I don't believe black cats are bad luck. If I touch one, yeah, because I'm allergic to cats. But if I see one, I'm not like, oh, my day's gonna suck. No, it's just a cat. I'm seeing the cat. It's gone. 38 minutes in. Mm-hmm. We're halfway through the movie already because it's only an hour and 19 minutes. No movies are this short anymore. They have to be over 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. Oh well. Little kitty. It's 11 o'clock already. Hmm. Yep, she's stroking the kitty. Hmm. For the time, these effects are really good because they didn't have CG to do this on a computer. This girl looks just like the one from Lost in Space. It's not her because she was doing uh let's see, in the 50s. Lost in Space was in the 60s, so I think she was in pre-production for Sound of Music because I think that was in the early 60s. Yeah. Lane, like Lois Lane or Diane Lane. Lori, like Lori Loud. She's cute. I love brunettes. What can I say? They're my favorite color. They have my favorite color hair, black or brown. I'm more drawn to the raven haired girls. Even though hair color really doesn't matter when it comes to personality. But they, at least they're friendly. There's 6 of them. A bottle of wine or champagne. Boop. I always drink a bottle of bubbly for every New Year's Eve because I don't like drinking alcohol. I don't want to mess up my brain or my liver. I just got I just got vaccinated for that, so even though a booze like that will make you, when you're that small, will make you drunk instantly. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy being that small. Yeah, because I'm fine being the size that I am. Because if I was too small to fit in my bed, it would suck. It's hard to fit in this room sometimes. Hmm. I got to shovel snow in a couple of days because I need the money. I need it more than I did last year. Yep, music. A record player that still exists. Vinyl records, they still sell them at Target for some reason. Beautiful girl. Yeah, she sings. Yikes. It's a nice voice. This guy has a fetish. She's cute, man. Is she on the cover? Yeah, she's right here. That was nice. Cute. It's a short song. See, it's not a musical. They couldn't make the songs like 3 minutes because again, this movie's an hour and 19. No redheads in this because you can't tell because it's a black and white movie. With brunettes, you can because their hair is dark, and on film you could tell the difference between a blonde and a brunette. But now we have color, and we get to see beautiful hair of all kinds. Anime would suck if it didn't have any color in it. You notice the most popular animes have color? One Piece, Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Digimon, what else? I forgot. Here, what was it? Inuyasha. There's a lot of animes that have color. Without it, it would just be a black and white canvas. And I'm like, that's fine for some animated things, but not for anime. No, they need the color and the bright lights. We're 46 minutes in, yeah. Almost done with the movie. They can't hear him. Dun, 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 dun. They disconnected them. Now with a cell phone, it'll be a lot easier. Hair is magnificent. It is. I have hair. I've touched hair, and I cuddle with my dog's hair. Her hair behind her ears is so soft. At least the new Supergirl has hair, because it would suck if she was a bald woman. I'm like, no, I want to see that golden hair from the comics. See, it's a shrink ray like they did in Honey I Shrunk the Kids, like a few decades after this. Except that showed the effects because ILM did the effects for that movie. ILM didn't exist in 1958. Were there movies with better effects in the 50s? Yeah, but for this time, I think it's pretty good. I think Laurie's the cutest of the girls in the movie, and nothing against the other two girls in the movie. They're cute as well, but I love brunettes, and she does look like Penny Robinson from Lost in Space. It's not the same actress because she was a little girl in 1958. Because she was a little girl in the first season of Lost in Space, the original show, not that Netflix show that came out a few years ago. The original, I have to specify. Dun, 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 dun. It's fun to rewatch. Run, guys, run. It's pretty inventive for a 1958 movie. Because they had the Incredible Shrinking Man, but that movie is depressing. I will never do a podcast for that. It's too depressing. I don't do depressing, guys. You know me. I like to see happy movies mostly. If they're dark, at least they have to be entertaining. They can't be depressing because it just hurts me too much. Missed. That music is pretty banging for the 1950s. No one had phones or iPods or tablets or any of that back in the 50s. There weren't even cassette players at the time until like the 70s or 80s. Yeah. And the song is over. Uh-oh, this it's a good I think this movie is pretty good. I mean, it's aged a lot better now because I've seen so many of these terrible sci-fi movies. It's more sci-fi than horror because there's not really anything horror until they see the dog at the end of the movie. Yeah, that's at the very end in the third act. So they Red Hulk us in this, but they don't lie though. The dog is in the movie, just in the third act. Uh oh, they're gonna get caught. Ugh. He's stalling for time. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, this movie should never be remade because the closest we're gonna get to this is Ant Man, the first Ant Man when he goes small, because that was good. I don't care what anybody says. The first Ant Man is still a movie that holds up really well. I can't wait to go to Comic Con this year. I can't wait to see who's going to be announced and if they announce Amy Rose's voice, probably by the San Diego Comic Con in July. That's what I want. That's what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm anticipating. Not how long the movie is going to be. It could be 2.5 hours. I don't care. Just get a good voice for Amy Rose that doesn't have an accent because that would help. Because Colleen didn't have one in Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 as Tails. None. The music was good in the movie. It's not distracting because in the 50s a lot of people songs were played. Musicals weren't a big thing in the 50s. They didn't get big until the 60s and 70s with Sound of Music and the original West Side Story and of course and My Fair Lady, which is way too long. It's like 3 hours. And then the 70s had Grease. So, but I think it's overrated. It's a good movie, but it's overrated because it's just not. Some things in that have not held up well. Some the music isn't the problem because I think the music is fine. I'm saying some of the themes in it and the ending. I'm glad I did this finally after so many years of holding it off because I have so many horror movies I got to do in October later this year. But I did so many of them last year because they make hundreds of horror movies a year and it's hard to catch up with so many of them. I mean, they do film festivals with them like Fantastic Fest and all that, and these horror not conventions, what they called festivals as well, where they give nothing but horror movies. Hello, little girl. Hello, little girl. What's your rush? You're missing all the flowers. See, Josh, that's a Weinstein more than this. Yes, that movie. Even though, because Johnny Depp he's a wolf and he's chasing a little girl in the woods. What do you think that's an allegory for? See, and Disney made that movie, the remake. I don't hate the songs. I think the songs in that movie are amazing, but that's just me because I saw the original play, Into the Woods. There's some themes in it that are not for kids. Because we're 57 minutes in. That's the only little girl in the film. Because introduce a kid character, usually it's in the beginning of the film or at the very end. She's not as cute as the girl from Ant Man because she's going to be 18 this year. Yes, Josh, 18. Abby Forson, the original Cassie from the first two films, is going to be a woman. Good. I like that. That means that I can flirt with her at Comic Con and say you're cute. Yeah, it is cute. It's a little kitty. Girls are kitties. I know. Awkward. I don't ask awkward questions at Comic Con in a panel. No, because I'm not an idiot. Little girl. I'm gonna see Elsa again next week. I'm so happy. I missed her. This was at the time that Barbies are new in the 50s. Yeah. Now they're everywhere. Every time you go to a toy store, you see at least one Barbie or a proximity of Barbie. Toys R Us, Target, Five Below, Macy's. During the holidays. Uh, I don't know. There's not a lot of toy stores I can think of off the top of my head, and of course, lots of thrift stores as well have Barbies. If I did a Red Riding Hood, what's it called, a fan made movie, where it's 2058, Red Riding Hood would not be a little girl; she would be a woman because that's how I picture it. Say, friend, we know he's the villain. I mean, he's give this a thumbs. Yeah, I give it a thumbs up because it's a movie that holds up really well. And I miss movies like this. I don't know why they don't make movies like this anymore. I mean, black and white movies are rare now. I'm just saying films with movie that with a modest budget. You don't have to have a budget of like $50, but you got to have more less than 200. You don't need 200 million. You don't. Sometimes a movie looks great with a much. The first Deadpool cost less than 100 million. It looks great. It wasn't until the sequels that the budgets got higher and higher because they had more characters and more CG, but they still told a story. And the costume was not CGI. It was mostly a real costume with digital eyes that move. That's why it worked, guys. That Deadpool was not a fluke. It came out about 10 years ago in February, and it broke the it kicked the door down on R-rated comic book movies. Even though it wasn't the first one to do so. Blade was the first Marvel comic to make it to the big screen and had an R rating that made big because the Punisher movie from the '80s did not get a nationwide release. It was a limited release movie. Oh no, my dolls! This is how some collectors are when they collect dolls. They want to keep them in the box. I'm like, nah, I could keep them in the box if it's something rare. I still got some of my toys in the box, but not my Elsa didn't come in a box. She was sold as is. Bow out. I know, but I sometimes I want to be alone. I don't want people bothering me when I'm doing something. I always go to Comic Con alone because I don't want other people to bring me down or talk me to death. I haven't been to a convention with my dad in in almost a decade because he talks my ear off. She's taking a bath in a coffee can. Look at Lori's beautiful hair. Ah, feminine wilds. That's dark. Mm-hmm. The Boys. That show is ending this year. I'm gonna just go back and watch the first season in February because March is gonna be about Invincible miniature chocolates. Yeah, people gonna get those for Valentine's Day. I'm not. I don't want chocolate. I'd rather just give a card out. The winds are blowing today. This is when the finally shows up into the movie an hour in. But again, it was a different time, guys. Is the window open? Because I'm feeling a draft. Probably have to seal it a little bit when the movie's over. A pencil. What is that gonna do? Poke the guy to death? Yeah, this is not a horror movie. It's more of a sci-fi film. The front looks like it's a horror psychological thriller or something. No, it's a sci-fi movie mostly. He uses science to shrink people, so that's not really horror. Dove soap that still exists. Paper airplane coming through. Whee! You shan't? Who says shan't anymore? I haven't heard that since Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Well, that was a period piece. It took place in the 40s, not the 80s. When the Mario movie comes out and makes a billion, I'm going to be very happy, just like the first one. Because for 3 years I had to wait for another one of these, and I'm like, yeah. And in the meantime, we got Borderlands and Return to Silent Hill and Resident Evil and all that. It's just stuff that we didn't ask for. X-Backs. Puppets. They're human beings. 68 minutes. We're 68 minutes in. We're almost done with the movie. It's pretty short. I'm glad that it's under 90 minutes because I wanted to just go in and go out and move on with my day. I got a lot of things to do before tomorrow. It's like Puppet Master. Well, that's a lot more violent and more horror. Here, it's not as violent. He uses people as his toys. How sinister, If the director behind Interstellar got involved in the production of this movie would have been 3 hours. Yeah, you mean Nolan. Odyssey better not be 4 hours, or I'm not seeing it in the theater. Because I can't sit through a movie that long. I can't. Without an intermission, it's pointless to make a movie that long and have people sit there. I sat in the theater for over 3 hours without an intermission when I saw Lord of the Rings, but that was a different time. I was younger and I was cinema didn't suck back then. Now it's nothing but digital, 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 digital. And every movie has to be long. I do see it. Yep, take that, you stupid. The Puppet King is a villain in Teen Titans. It's me again. It's me again, Fatso-san. That's the best line in Ninja Turtles 3 because I don't know, it just makes me laugh. A rat! No, rat, stay away. And the cat chases the rat. Yep. I don't know. Mm-mm. Luann does that, and she's good at it, and she's cute. Yeah, get what you deserve, Toots. Yeah, she's so cute. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like 5:30 in the morning. It's like 8 in the morning. Here comes the dog. Finally, at the end of the film. Yeah, it's basically at the end. So they shouldn't put the dog on the front cover like it's a main villain. It's not. Whoa, watch that car. These effects still look good, even 70, almost 70 years later. Because this was 58, so in 2 years this will be 70 years old. It's 68 years old, and it looks better than films that came out last year on streaming. I'm dead serious. I'd sit through this movie any day over The Electric State or War of the Worlds 2025 or even Jurassic World Rebirth because those are just dumb and long and over budgeted. Well, two of them are anyway. A $300 million CGI fest on Netflix. There's the dog. Run away. It's at the end of the movie. It's a white dog. Go away, you white dog. Dogs bark at everything. That's right, white dog. That's it. The white dog's gone. Yeah, it's barely in the film. It gets like 30 seconds of screen time, and it just barks. The cat got more screen time than that. At least the cat got 3 scenes in the movie. They shrink the cat, then the little girl plays with the cat, and then the cat chases the rat, and that's it. So it's got more screen time than the dog. They should have put the cat in the front cover. At least it's got more screen time. The cover's a little bit misleading, but I still enjoy the movie for what it is. The puppet people are likable, and They're not complaining the whole time. We're almost done, guys. In a few more minutes, it'll be done. It's a pretty short movie, and I'm glad I got to rewatch it. It's been a while. I wanted to watch it last year, just I didn't get the chance to. We're almost done. There's the beam again. Yep, they got big again. Yes. Yep, the villain ends up being by himself. You get what you deserve, buddy. And that was the end. Yep. That's the end of Attack of the Puppet People from 1958. A far off shot, and the glasses are empty. They escape. That was fun. I'm glad I got to do this, guys. Thanks for watching, the few of you that did. And yeah, I hope you get to watch this movie at least once because it's worth your time. So I won't be doing a podcast tomorrow. My next one will be Sunday. I'll be doing the original Point Break. So see you guys then. Yeah. See you then.